What would you do for a better life? Meet Miguel Rodriguez, a resilient and ambitious man who dared to dream. His story begins in the heart of Cuba, a place of beauty and hardship that shaped him into the man he would become. Striving for a life beyond the constraints of his homeland, Miguel set his sights on the land of opportunity, the United States. A Cuban immigrant, Miguel was no stranger to adversity, yet he possessed a fire within him, a tenacity born from a lifetime of overcoming obstacles. His dream was simple, yet profound, to create a better life for himself and those he loved. And so, he left behind everything he knew, crossing the vast ocean in pursuit of his American dream. Upon his arrival, the United States was everything he had imagined, and more. The cityscape, a testament to human ingenuity and ambition, filled him with awe. Yet beneath the glimmering exterior, he discovered a world rife with its own set of challenges. The language barrier, cultural differences, and economic hardship were just a few of the hurdles he faced. But Miguel was not easily deterred. His determination, a beacon in the face of adversity, propelled him forward. He worked tirelessly, juggling multiple jobs and learning the language, all in a bid to carve out a place for himself in this vast new world. His journey was arduous, but he was fueled by the promise of a better tomorrow. As the days turned into months and months into years, Miguel began to find his footing. His dreams, once distant, were gradually coming into focus. Yet as he navigated the complexities of his new life, he remained blissfully unaware of the storm that was brewing on the horizon. In his pursuit of the American dream, Miguel was about to cross paths with a world he never imagined, one that would challenge his resolve and test the limits of his ambition. His journey, marked by perseverance and courage, was poised at the edge of a precipice. Little did he know, his journey was about to take a dark turn. Sometimes life has a way of presenting us with unexpected opportunities. And so it did for Miguel Rodriguez. In the land of dreams, a chance encounter shifted his path. He found himself in the presence of Rafael Delgado, a formidable force in the underworld, the leader of a notorious drug cartel. Yet it wasn't by choice that Miguel found himself drawn into this clandestine world. Circumstances, as they often do, dictated his actions. A world that was once a distant echo now became his reality. He was a stranger navigating through a labyrinth of shadows where danger lurked in every corner. With every step he took, he got more entangled in the web of the cartel's operations. His dreams of a better life began to blur, replaced by the harsh realities of his new existence. And just like that, Miguel had stepped into a world he knew little about. Miguel's ambition didn't remain unnoticed for long. In the shadowy world of the cartel, where power is born of ruthlessness and cunning, Miguel carved a path for himself. His audacious moves, coupled with a knack for strategic thinking, set him apart from the others. He was a Cuban immigrant, a stranger in a foreign land, yet he was making a mark, rising steadily within the cartel's ranks. His journey was not one of mere survival, it was about thriving amidst chaos. Miguel's audacity was a double-edged sword, earning him both respect and enmity within the cartel. It was a dangerous game he was playing, but he played it well. He was not a man of violence, but he knew when to stand his ground. When rivals sought to challenge him, he responded not with brute force, but with strategy. He was a chess player in a world of boxers, and his moves were calculated, precise, and often unexpected. Rafael Delgado, the cartel's leader, had thrown Miguel into this treacherous world as a test Miguel was passing with flying colors. His rise was not just a testament to his ambition, but to his resilience and adaptability as well. However, the higher he climbed, the more he had to lose. His wife Elena watched with growing concern as he delved deeper into this perilous world. She saw the allure of power starting to eclipse the man she loved, the man who had dreamed of a better life for them. But Miguel was not one to be easily swayed. He knew the dangers, the risks he was taking, yet he was undeterred. He believed in his ability to navigate this treacherous path, to rise above his circumstances, and to seize the life he had envisioned. His rise was just beginning, but it was not without its perils. With power comes rivalry. These words echo in the mind of Miguel Rodriguez as he navigates the treacherous waters of the drug cartel world. As he rises in the ranks, his influence within the cartel grows, but so too does the danger that surrounds him. This is no world for the faint of heart. It's a realm where every move is a gamble, every decision a potential death sentence. As Miguel's power grows, the cartel's internal dynamics begin to shift. Old allies become potential enemies, every friendly smile a mask, hiding a knife ready to stab him in the back. The cartel is a complex web of alliances and rivalries, and Miguel finds himself at the epicenter of it all. His audacious moves have not gone unnoticed. There are those within the cartel who see him as a threat to their own power, their own ambitions. This is the power struggle, the fight for control within the cartel. The confrontations with rival factions become more frequent, more dangerous. Each one is a test of Miguel's strategic prowess, his ability to outmaneuver his opponents, and each victory only serves to fuel the flames of rivalry. Miguel's ascent to power is not a smooth one. It's a path littered with obstacles, each one a potential downfall. But Miguel is not one to back down easily. He's a fighter, a survivor. He's made it this far, and he's not about to let anyone stand in his way. But with every step he takes, the tightrope he walks becomes thinner, more precarious. His enemies are waiting for him to slip, to fall. And in this world, a fall from power can be deadly. The once determined Cuban immigrant who came to the United States in search of a better life now finds himself embroiled in a power struggle of epic proportions. He's come a long way from his humble beginnings, but at what cost? Miguel was now walking a dangerous tightrope. The power he sought, the power he attained, has become a double-edged sword. And as he walks this perilous path, he must ask himself, is the power worth the price? Is the throne worth the bloodshed? And most importantly, can he survive the power struggle? Behind every man, there's a woman who worries. Enter Elena Rodriguez, the rock and the refuge for Miguel. She's the whisper of caution in his ear, the nurturing force in his life. But as Miguel's world spirals deeper into the murky depths of the drug cartel, Elena's concern grows. She had once been the cheerleader of Miguel's dreams, their shared hope of a better life, a beacon in the face of adversity. But now that beacon was being eclipsed by the looming shadow of danger. The wife and the mother, Elena could see the perils that Miguel's ambitions were drawing them into. The life they had sought was transforming into a battlefield, and she feared for her family's safety. Elena's worries were not misplaced. She could feel the tension in the air, could see the storm clouds gathering on the horizon. She understood that their life was on the precipice of a precipitous fall. Elena saw the storm brewing, but could she weather it? The higher you climb, the harder you fall. A bitter truth that began to gnaw at the edges of Miguel's success as the leader of the drug cartel. As the new kingpin, he was not just an inspiration, but a target. The world he had climbed so desperately to rule now threatened to pull him back down into the abyss. Miguel found himself surrounded by treachery. The same people who once clinked their glasses in his honor now sharpened their knives behind his back. The betrayals were not a surprise. They were an expected hazard in this dangerous game. But the sting of disloyalty was still sharp. It was still personal. Pressure from rival cartels started to mount. They were like hungry wolves circling a wounded deer, waiting for the right moment to pounce. Their attacks became more brazen, more ruthless, as they aimed to chip away at his empire, piece by piece. And then, there was the relentless pursuit of law enforcement. The blue lights and sirens that once seemed so far away were now closing in. Their net was tightening, their resolve was strengthening. They were not just after his empire, they were after him. This was the impending doom that hung over Miguel's head, a dark storm cloud that threatened to wash away everything he had built. His empire was not just under attack, it was on the brink of collapse. He was no longer the hunter, he had become the hunted. The world of the drug cartel was a treacherous one. It was a world where friends became enemies, where loyalty was just a currency to be traded, where survival was the only rule. Miguel had chosen to play this game, to climb this deadly ladder, and now he was facing the consequences. His empire was not just a symbol of his success, it was a testament to his ambition, his resilience, his audacity, but it was also a reminder of his greed, his lust for power, his disregard for the dangers that came with it. Miguel's empire was crumbling and he was running out of options. The higher he had climbed, the harder he was now falling. Every choice has a consequence. As we delve into the heart of the story, we find Elena, Miguel's wife, a woman once supportive of her husband's dreams, now living in fear. She's seen the man she loves change, his ambition morphing into an insatiable greed and power lust. The dangerous world of drug cartels, once an external threat, has now infiltrated the very fabric of their lives. The strain on their relationship is palpable, as Miguel, once a resilient Cuban immigrant, finds himself ensnared in the seductive allure of power. The man who once sought a better life for his family now risks it all for the sake of his newfound empire. Elena, cautious and increasingly concerned, can no longer stand by and watch her husband spiral into the abyss of his own making. In a heart-wrenching confrontation, Elena implores Miguel to see reason, to understand the dangers of the path he's chosen. She paints a vivid picture of the risks their family faces, a stark reminder of the life they once dreamed of, a life now overshadowed by the looming specter of the drug cartel world. But Miguel, intoxicated by his own success, struggles to grasp the gravity of his wife's words. The dream of a better life, once clear and tangible, now seems a distant memory replaced by the harsh reality of a crumbling empire. And as the walls of his kingdom start to close in, the betrayals from within and outside the cartel become ever more apparent. The empire he built with audacity and strategic prowess teeters on the brink of collapse. The world he once sought to conquer now threatens to consume him. Elena, disillusioned and fearing for her family, leaves Miguel with a chilling reminder of the choices he's made, the lives he's risked, and the empire he's built on the backs of others. Miguel had to face the consequences of his choices. All empires fall, but not all emperors learn. As we draw the curtain on the saga of Miguel Rodriguez, we bear witness to the collapse of his empire, a once thriving underworld kingdom, now reduced to dust. Miguel, the ambitious Cuban immigrant who once sought refuge on American shores, finds himself in the midst of his own ruins. His fall from power is as dramatic as his rise was meteoric. He stands alone amidst the wreckage of his dreams, his aspirations shattered, his power evaporated. The drug cartel that he had once commanded with an iron fist has crumbled under the weight of betrayals, rivalries, and the relentless pursuit of law enforcement. But the cost of his ascent is not just measured in the ruins of his criminal empire. The price he pays is far graver and personal. The man who had once escaped the hardships of Cuba had become a prisoner of his own greed and ambition. He traded the promise of a better life for a reign of terror, jeopardizing everything he held dear. His relationship with his wife, Elena, once his pillar of support, lies in tatters. The love that had once bound them together was strained to its breaking point by Miguel's relentless pursuit of power. Elena, disillusioned and fearful for their family, is left grappling with the consequences of her husband's choices. And what of Miguel himself? The resilient, ambitious man is left to reckon with his actions, the lives he's affected, and the destruction he's caused. His story serves as a stark reminder of the seductive allure of power and the destructive path it often paves. In the face of his crumbling empire, Miguel learns the harshest of life's lessons, that ambition, unbridled by ethics and humanity, can lead to one's downfall, that the pursuit of power at the expense of love and family yields a hollow victory. In the end, Miguel was left with the ruins of his dreams and the weight of his choices.